It seems like most of the really good animations on the internet are made as student films in college. Wolfsong is one of those animated films. Toniko Pantoja says it took 1 semester to write the story and 1 semester to produce the animation, so about 7 months in total for him to animate this 4-minute cartoon by himself. Let's watch it. Oh, come on, I've already seen this. Why am I tearing up again? Ugh, I've been turning into a softie as I get older. Immediately, the thing that gets my attention is the line work. It's very rough. This is a feature in all of Toniko's films. I honestly can't tell if the lines are digital or drawn on paper because they're so scratchy and there's filters on top of the animation that make it hard to tell. I really don't know. This sure doesn't look digital to me, unless it's a Photoshop brush or something. Toniko's used graphite pencil on paper, Photoshop, Flash, and After Effects. It could be any or all of that mixed together. Take your pick. On close-up shots, you can see leftover line artifacts flickering around the character. It seems to be what Toniko does is draw the keyframes, the most important poses of the character's movement, and then erase most of the unneeded stuff. But some of it gets left behind. Especially in instances where the construction lines are there, you can see the crosshatch on the face, which artists put there to know where the center of the head is. Helps you position the eyes, nose, and the mouth properly. Having these scratchy, rough lines is a pretty cool stylistic choice. It really makes the animation feel alive, and it lets the animator focus on making lots of drawings instead of only a few perfect ones. Remember, more drawings means more movement and smoother animation. Smoother. Sometimes the line artifacts are obviously on purpose, like here. The floating lines are there to create an illusion of motion, and in this case, impact from the bullet, like the bullet is tearing hairs off the wolf. You can also see the roughness in the digital coloring. Notice the flickering of the subtle top shadow on the hat here, and how the lighting here is simply a semi-transparent smudge on a new layer above the character. Throughout the animation, Toniko goes back and forth between using a hard shadow with no blending, and putting a textured brush on top of the hard shadow to blend the colors. You can see that really well with the white lighting near the end, in which case the white texture brush is on top of the line art instead of underneath it. I mentioned filters, and there seems to be really only one filter that Toniko uses in lots of different ways throughout the animation, and it's this rolling mist effect here. It's there in almost every shot, secretly adding texture, shading, and movement to the background, if not the characters themselves. This filter would have been made in After Effects. Unlike Toniko's other animations, the color palette on this one is very limited and drab. It goes right along with the depressing mood. But you know, the story in Wolfsong is the weakest and most generic of his student films. Compare it to Serenade to Miette, Crayon Dragon, or Tiny Nomad, and you'll see what I mean. In the end, Wolfsong is just a sad story, and there's not a whole lot more to it than that. Let's see what I've got in my mailbox. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. And I bet Poindexter drew that scribble a couple of times to get it to look just right. I can't get over the exemplary style of TV Head Guy's traditional art. I love the darker color theory conscious color palette on the tail here. But wait a minute, what's this? How did you know what I look like? Have we met before? And Glitter Bad Animations is going to wrap up the show today with this animation about me finding ice cream. Hey, who left their ice cream lying around? You should know better than to leave food out around me. Especially ice cream.